This is KCBD News Channel 11's Daybreak Today.
Now at 6, Lubbock City Council will meet with the Electric Utility Board today to discuss a massive investment. Details on the ERCOT transition are on the way. Plus, Governor Abbott will be sworn in for his third term. A look at which local restaurant will be involved in the celebration. And an Indiana man is headed to court today after his 4-year-old is caught on camera holding a gun. The shocking video is just ahead. Good morning. I'm Angie Wynn. Glad you're starting your day with us. We'll get to those stories and more, as well as your forecast with Steve Devine in a moment. But first, Michael Cantu is working on several things at the News Now desk. Hi, Michael.
Good morning, Angie. Well, we have a traffic alert to tell you about if you're going to be in the West Lubbock area this morning. And I'll give you a market check as some new bank numbers are coming out later this morning. But for now, let's turn to Steve, get a check of the forecast numbers. Morning, Steve.
Good morning. A little bit of a change in the overall weather pattern. The latest system to affect California dropping a little bit more to the south. That brings a little bit better chance of some showers moving into our area. Now, the chance of measurable rainfall is going to remain on the low end of the scale, but nonetheless, there is that chance. Now, early this morning, we're picking up a lot of cloud cover. No showers actually in the area right now, just a little bit of clutter. Temperatures, Childress is 49, Lubbock and Levelland 43, and Seminole is at 54 degrees. Still some pretty mild temperatures. The wind chill reading 38 for Lubbock and Levelland. A little bit of a breeze, but it's under 10 miles per hour right now. As we go through the day, it'll pick up a little bit, especially late afternoon. So the afternoon gets breezy, especially late afternoon. Looking at cloudy skies, it's unlikely we'll get any precipitation this morning. But as we go through the day and into the evening, the chance of rain will be on the increase. So a much closer look at that coming up, and we'll look ahead at the weekend too.
All right, we'll check in shortly. Thank you, Steve. Well, Lubbock City Council and the Electric Utility Board will meet today to discuss investing thousands of dollars into the ERCOT transition, along with routine reports on LP&L's status in the transition. The board will decide whether to approve nearly $400,000 for a utility pole audit and another $879,000 to upgrade some feeder lines. Now, this will help get the last 30% of LP&L's customers onto the ERCOT grid by October. The public meeting will start around 11:30 this morning in council chambers at Citizens Tower. In Austin, Texas Governor Greg Abbott will take another oath of office today to begin his third term. He's the 5th state executive to win re-election twice. Along with Governor Abbott, the state will swear in Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick. And during the inaugural celebration, a Lubbock restaurant will show off its talents. The Texas Restaurant Association picked River Smith's Chicken and Catfish to represent West Texas at the Taste of Texas event. Advocates are looking to show off the state's $87 billion restaurant industry. And this morning we have a traffic alert we need to warn you about from West Lubbock. Michael has the details from the News Now desk. Michael?
Angie, this is near 34th and Milwaukee. Police are blocking off traffic in the area. It's because of a wreck over there. Just before 5 this morning, an SUV hit a fire hydrant and a light pole. One person is now in the hospital with serious injuries. Right now, there's no word on how long police will be out there. So if you're heading that way, take it slow or find an alternate route. Angie?
Good tips. Thank you, Michael. Meanwhile, on the East Coast, there could be more searches for classified documents at locations connected to President Biden. The president's team of attorneys has searched a private office in Washington, D.C. and his 2 homes in Delaware. So far, they've found about 20 classified documents. Sources say more searches are possible, but it's not clear who would conduct those or where they would take place. President Biden has used other office spaces and rented another home in Northern Virginia for his family. An Indiana man is scheduled to appear in court today after security video of his child holding a handgun led to his arrest on live television. Neighbors are still shaken up about how close they came to a potential tragedy. John Lawrence reports.
I don't know how you can't watch that video, parent or non-parent, and not be shocked and disturbed.
According to a police incident report obtained by CNN affiliate WTHR, video from a neighbor's security camera showed a diapered 4-year-old with a handgun in an Indiana apartment complex Saturday.
He was standing in the middle of the hallway and he just kind of was holding it behind his back, and I thought, like, that's a real gun.
It indeed was a real gun, and neighbor Nicole Summers says she called 911 after she realized her own child was in danger.
And he kind of looked down just from the opening of the stairway and was like, look what I got, ha ha. And then when we seen the video of him pulling the trigger and knowing that he had pointed that gun at my son.
As cameras were rolling for a TV series covering activity at police departments around the country, Beech Grove police officers approached Shane Osborne, the boy's reported father, who denied having a gun inside his place. However, police soon found a 9mm gun inside the apartment. There were no rounds in the chamber. Osborne was handcuffed and taken into custody, according to a police report. The 45-year-old is facing felony neglect charges. Summers and others in the area are just glad no one got injured.
And we were so blessed that that gun was not chambered, or that baby could be dead.
I'm John Lawrence reporting.
Police say Osborne could face more charges since he already has a felony conviction. Now, in state news this morning, a 14-year-old girl is in custody for a deadly shooting in Dallas. Police say 2 teenage girls got into a fight at an apartment complex Sunday. Witnesses state one of the girls got a gun and fired several shots. It was one of those bullets that hit an innocent bystander. And that was 11-year-old De'Evan McFall, who later died at the hospital. Now, the boy's family is saying they really don't want this to happen to anyone else.
Protect your babies at all costs. You can't get them back. I will never see my son again.
Police arrested the girl. They are now trying to determine where she got the gun. Now to Florida, where 8 people were injured in a shooting at a car show in Fort Pierce last night. Police say shots rang out at the car and bike show as it came to an end. 8 people suffered gunshot wounds. 1 person is in critical condition. 4 others were injured as well while fleeing the scene. Investigators say the shooting stemmed from a disagreement between 2 people. However, there are no suspects in custody at this time. Michael?
Angie, we're getting a quick market check. Shares are flat in pre-market trading. European markets trading lower right now because of new data from China. Growth was down in the last quarter, economic growth that is, partially because of COVID measures and new COVID cases. Also, new forecasters show a global recession is still possible. Earnings reports could mean a little green on the big board today, though. Much of the U.S. big banks are releasing those numbers later this morning. Angie?
Thanks, Michael. And before we get to weather, we want you to know Xcel Energy is offering help for customers struggling to pay their electricity bills this winter. As we all know, freezing temperatures can cause electric bills to increase. But Xcel says customers who fall behind can apply for energy assistance or even make payment arrangements. And that includes dividing your balance into installments and paying them out over time. You can contact Xcel Energy to set that up by calling the toll-free number on your screen, 1-800-895-4999. And we're checking in with Steve now to see what weather conditions we can expect today and throughout the week. Hi, Steve.
Good morning. Our relatively mild temperatures, mild for the season, will continue for a while. Then some changes coming up. Right now on our tower cam, we're looking down at University and 98. There's 98. There's University northbound. Mostly cloudy skies, but it is dry. As far as our current conditions out at the Lubbock Airport right now, mostly cloudy, 43 degrees. That breeze is under 10 miles per hour. Still enough to put the wind chill down to 38. So it's quite chilly as you head out here this morning. Dry at the moment. Forecast highs today. Typical high is 55 this time of year. We're headed for 63 degrees. By the way, the record high for today, 87 degrees on this date back in 1914. So we can see some really warm days in January. And today, 63, looking at a lot of cloud cover, generally cloudy late morning into the afternoon. And as we head toward the afternoon, may begin to get a few sprinkles in the area. It's a little more likely that we'll see some spotty rain showers as we head into the evening. Most likely time around Plainview, Lubbock, Brownfield, Lamesa. Looks like it'll be mid to late evening, and this is when we may see some measurable rainfall. Most of that likely is to come in under 1/10 of an inch, but a few spots may pick up more than that, especially off the Cap Rock late this evening, overnight, as that system moves off to the east. In its wake, as skies begin to clear, we'll see temperatures dropping down below freezing in the northwest. Lubbock at about 36 degrees. Cloud cover lingering should keep temperatures closer to the upper 30s, low 40s over the eastern part of the viewing area. Tomorrow, another windy day. Strong winds, 58 for a high, 56 on Thursday. A little bit later, we'll talk more about the rain chance, or that chance of showers coming up on Saturday.
All righty. Thanks, Steve. Still to come on Daybreak, a look at how some Red Raiders spent their MLK holiday serving others. Plus, we have a preview for the series finale of New Amsterdam, and here's some of the stars' final thoughts when we return at 6:09. You're watching Daybreak today on News Channel 11.